to get a trailer of his speech, and he said to me that I think you'll really like it, and I want to say to Brian that I loved it. It was an excellent speech. So speech number 2 is to organize. You have to organize your speech in a manner that leads the audience to a clearly defined goal, and I think he did that. First, what I really liked was his opening. Are you an 11 or are you a 12? It got the audience to be very engaged because we're all like scratching our head and we're thinking, what do you mean? He builds on that, and while we're thinking about like, well, where is he going to go with this? He talks about how the numbers in our lives and how meaningful it can be in terms of example, like just in everyday life, like in our birthdays or the number of hours that we work. He made it relevant to pop culture with 2012, the movie. But what was very surprising was when how he was able to build on that to talk about something that is so much more powerful, the topic of faith and of spirituality and introspection. He was able to go from there to talking about, he tells us a story. And that was another thing that I really liked, the anecdote of the Peter Brooks example. And it brings the audience back to the first question, are you an 11 or are you a 12? And when I was listening to the speech, I thought that Brian was going to kind of lead us to, well, being a 12 is kind of rigid, and we shouldn't do that. But it was much more than that. It was, it's whether you're an 11 or if you're a 12, you have to strike a balance, and you have to really ask yourself. And I think that was the point. That was the whole point of introspection. And he was able to take that story and do that. What I would suggest for Brian to improve on is that he had index cards in his hand, and I think that he didn't need it. He was very confident, and he clearly rehearsed his speech, and he knew it well. And I really look forward to his next speech, because I think it's always interesting to hear from Brian.